It should work if it's a little loud though. Okay, I'll make it loud.
Okay.
Okay, this is a astrology reading for Mary Lou. We're going to start with your big three. So you are a Gemini rising and a Gemini sun. So that's double Gemini energy right off the bat. So you come in with this force of Gemini, the communicator. I like to think of a Gemini as like a butterfly flying through like pollination between flowers, a little bit of everything in life. People get this feeling from you that you want to communicate. You're somebody who is open to receiving like random information, but also like really genuine connections. You just are here to see what other people are thinking. You're not wanting to live life isolated in your own thoughts. You want to share your experience. Hey, what do you think? I had this today. What do you think about that? What did you do today? You're just very curious and you really pull people out of their shell with that energy, with it being your sun sign too, you get the bonus. Oh, look, it is a Gemini butterfly. Um, you get the bonus of it being on your ascendant. So when you meet people, they really feel like they see the true you right away. And most people, that's not the case because not everybody has a sun on their rising point right here. When the sun was shining that month of Gemini, everybody born in that period of time was Gemini. But the day you were born, the constellation of Gemini was actually rising on the eastern horizon the moment you took your first breath. So this gives you, you breathed in Gemini energy. Not only were you just born in that season of Gemini. So this is going to be really powerful for you. When you act in the alignment of the Gemini energy, you feel more aligned with self and then you get externally validated by others. So this is very strong. This is what you want to pursue a lot and is in the house of you. So people want to be around you. You might find that you have either not a large group of friends, maybe it doesn't mean numbers. It doesn't mean that you have to be extroverted or always at social occasions, but that you enjoy the people that you're around, that the people in your life mean a lot to you in a way that you really value their thoughts and opinions and you want to grow in that, forever curious about what your role is in the partnership and that they are equally excited to be around you. You appreciate other people's enthusiasm when it comes to you. You want to know that they're having a good time too, and the best thing for you is to always be in a stimulated conversation. The more mentally you can keep your brain like going through gymnastics is the best way to express yourself. Puzzles, deep conversations, studies. You're kind of like the forever student. You always remain teachable in life. You might be the expert on things, but you keep that childlike curiosity of wanting to be amazed and wowed in life. And you bring that childlike enthusiasm to others and get them excited about things that maybe they didn't even know to care about. So moving on from that, then we go to your moon sign. That will be your big three, as we call in astrology. Your rising, your sun, and your moon are basically your most prominent motivations for character and behavior in life. So for you, your moon is in this element of fire that is Aries. So now we move from the air energy of Gemini, which is thought provoking and communicative, to the fire energy of Aries that really has this passion underneath the surface here. To be emotionally secure in life, you really need to feel that you're living true to your spirit and yourself, being like very authentic in self. You don't we picture like this volcano sort of in Aries moon people that they're really cool and fun. And then when they've just done something too long that's not true to them, they just erupt because they have to live in their own truth. That's just code. That's life for you. If you're not living your truth, we're gonna all know soon. Right? It's the volcano.
Wow.
And but it's really beautiful because it shows other people that they can be bold enough to be themselves too. So you're actually Aries is the first sign of the zodiac. It's the leader of the zodiac. So whether you want to be influential or a leader, it doesn't matter. You already are. Because when you live your truth like that, you give other people the permission to be their true selves too. And what's great is if you don't like that about somebody else and you get maybe in a confrontation, because Aries is not afraid to get in a confrontation, it's actually beautiful because then they get to see that they can do that too. Hey, we can argue, we can disagree, and we can be mad, and then we can get back together, and it's cool, like that. We need that in life. That's how we feel human. That makes me feel alive. A good fight for you is actually medicine sometimes. So go for it.
I can see that.
You know, and you just want to make sure that people understand that it's not because you want to be angry, it's because you got to get it out. Hey, and equally true when you're in love and in joy and passionate, you got to show it. Someone's getting a hug, you know, like you've got to really show your true feelings. And that's how you live life. And it's wonderful. It's actually part of this bigger thing called an Aries stellium here. So Juno is how we like to be in relationships with others, and Venus and Juno together kind of let us know how it is to be like in love. And for you, it's also Aries. So you might be someone that doesn't even mind pursuing someone else first, like making the first move, opening the door. You have this like confidence and courage when it comes to getting what you want from like a relationship with somebody. I don't want to let this moment pass. Let's go ahead and do it now. You don't have to plan things out forever. You almost would prefer love at first sight. Let's see where life is going to take us, and let's really enjoy the love that we created right now. Let's not overthink it. And that's great because Gemini can overthink a lot of things. Gemini sun person, they think so much that sometimes it's like this hamster wheel in their mind of thought, 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 thought. But this is a great way. You actually have so much action in you that you can just pause that for a moment and just do the fun thing and worry about it later. And you need to, that's part of your breathing energy. So since we talked about Juno in Aries, let's see about your personal relationship nature is Venus. And Venus in women is how we act in love, like what we need out of our relationships. This is going to motivate you to how you act in a partnership. And now it's your first water sign. So let me see. I have Cancer up here, and it's like a softer, gentle color because it's like this nurturing energy. When you're in a relationship with people, you really like know how to take care of them. Like you want to know that like they're being nurtured. Like sometimes people with this placement can almost get like this mother like connotation between friendships. Like, okay, like this is the mother of the group. Like you really want to know that everyone feels well. Did they eat something? Are you comfortable? Like to be a friend with you is to really be part of my family. Like I'm not doing this casually because I want to make sure that I love you, and that's important to you to feel free enough in relationships that you can nurture someone. So it's important then that you are with people who are emotionally mature. They're emotionally capable of being open to how much like softness you want to give them. You want to make their life softer and beautiful and take care of them. And are they going to be able to be willing to do that? Can they be open to the love you want to give them? Because you need to, you need something to take care of in like a loving and beautiful way. So all they have to do is say yes, and that's it. And then you're at home with that, and then you're loyal, forever because you just want something to love that appreciates your love. So it's
I
great.
got it.
Yeah, Venus loves being in Cancer, it's like that's what love is. So it just fits perfectly. And there's no, there's nothing that you're working through with that. That's a pure energy for you. So in Mars, then this is what you're usually attracted to or what excites you in relationships. It could be sometimes in the male, it's like what you like in a man, but it can also just be what gets you excited in life. Like what makes you really like, let's go, I want to do this. And so that's in Gemini. So you really appreciate like intelligence in somebody. Probably choose like the person that, hey, what do you think about this? You actually want a real answer. You want to actually know what's in their mind. You're curious because you want to know what makes someone tick. Like, and it's in the first house because you're learning about yourself through other people. And when you ask a question, you mean it because their answer is going to help shift your reality of how you experience it too. And you really want that partnership, companionship. It excites you to know that like you're not doing this alone, that somebody's coming with you and that you're both going to be giving it your best effort. Like this is a drive in you. You might find that you show up to things ready to do your best. You want to focus and give your energy, which is cool also for Gemini because where Gemini can have a lot of interests, this gives you a solid drive though. You might have a lot of things, but you want to do them all very well. You have a lot of energy. You can go, go, go. You might live a very busy life. There's a lot in that first house of you being booked. Like, okay, and that's okay because it's a yang energy. So my yang card is the doer. They're expressive. They seem to have a lot of energy. Sometimes they don't even need that much sleep. Like they just are ready to go and do, and they're really here to put their impressions on life and really seize the day kind of people. They're the doers and the creators. We need that because the people that are yin, who are the receivers, need something to receive. So like you need to get out there. You need to be busy. That's good for you. Um, yeah, your yang, that's all doing. That's all acting. It's speaking. It's letting people know what you think. It's wanting to impress your energy on the world. Where some of us want to just receive and watch and observe and learn how it works, you want to be part of what is making it work. You want to be there too. You don't want to be behind the scenes about it. You want to be involved. Let me do something. Give me something. I don't want to sit here. To sit is to be restless and feel stuck in your own thoughts. When you're out doing things, it's less in your own mind, and that's therapeutic for you. Um, so you do have a difference here, though, between that Gemini and how your house of spirituality has your Mercury in it, which is how we think and communicate. And so for Gemini, that's very important because technically Mercury rules Gemini, which isn't super important, but it is meaning that Mercury in your chart really matters to you. And it's in a different sign. It's not in Gemini, it's in an earth sign, Taurus. So this is a huge different energy for you, and the way you think and communicate with people in the 12th house means that you're going to actually have some kind of like thought and communication practice related to like spirituality. Like you might find that you need to spend time like in some type of meditative or spiritual or even like religious like practice. Like it grounds you. It's your first earth sign in Taurus. That is one of the grounding energies where it's not just about um acting and doing it. It's a yin energy. You actually can receive a lot through spiritual growth, and the time you take to do that calms your mind, but it also gives you like this really deeper sense of who you are. And Saturn is there, so sometimes that means that it takes longer in life to get there. Like maybe you're so busy in the first part of your life, meeting people, forming relationships, expressing yourself, doing because that's what you want. But at some point in life, you come back to, hey, I need to slow that down because something about something that's bigger than myself energy is really calling me to learn about that. And I'm going to stay there. So it's just like halts you. And you're past your first Saturn return. So sometimes after your second Saturn return, around 50 is when you really feel that pull. And it just kind of like puts the brakes on this whole like first busy part of life because this is a later part of life. And it just slams the brakes and says, nope, we're talking about spirituality now. Like we're doing this and I'm not going to go to the party because I really want to spend time like at this meditation class or something. It just shifts your gear later to where that's going to take a lot of your time. And it's something that I believe that you choose your chart. So like you don't you co-create your existence is like a common astrology belief. So anything that doesn't feel right, well, we say, well, you signed up for it. So if it doesn't feel right now, at some point it will. And earlier in life, we usually identify more to this part of our energy, like the Gemini. But later in your life, it would say you might feel more like a Taurus energy. If you know anything about that, it's a lot slower, like a slower pace and private life, but it's not really your core energy right now, but it might be who you retire into one day. And then lastly, we talk about your nodes, which is our soul's journey in all of this chaos of the world. What are you hoping to really achieve in your soul growth this life? And it is in Pisces, which rules the 12th house. So another spiritual energy. And it's at the top of your chart. Might find yourself that you're publicly involved. What you're known for in life one day is a reputation of being a spiritual person, maybe some type of mentor, some type of spiritual practitioner yourself, or somebody who's just deeply involved in like the collective at large. So like how we're all more alike than different. A big group of people that share similar interest in the spiritual journey. It doesn't have to be religion, but it's something like that. It's like it's not about the material world anymore. You're going to be, you want to let your soul grow so much that it's really focused on zooming out and not about like specific detail things of the everyday. It's about the bigger picture of the whole existence altogether. And that's what you want to talk about. But it's more than talking, it's an experience. It's coming back to source love. So there's a lot of room in you to really grow and receive. But I think you have to be busy first to like know who you are and then have that quiet time. And then ultimately it gets you to the point where now you're sharing wisdom and collective hope with others. And this energy, people with this kind of energy too, wind up doing like a lot of like altruistic things in life. Like they like take in stray animals or like give away all their money and like just because something on the TV like struck their heart. Like it's very like compassionate energy. Whereas your South Node is like the gift that you have when you first come into this world is in Virgo, which would say you're very detail oriented. You have the ability to be very specific in what you do. But your North Node, where you're going, opens up and it's like it doesn't have to be a specific cause anymore. It's every cause. It's every person. It's every time that I can show compassion, I'm going to. And that's what my soul really wants to be. It wants to just release ego altogether and just be one of all the energy. So that's that's you in a nutshell. I don't know if that was 15 minutes.
Pretty good, right?
Pretty accurate.
What's the empty area?
Yeah, good question. So all charts look different. And for you, this is our third quadrant. You don't have any energy in your third quadrant. Your first quadrant is all about you learning about you. Your second quadrant is about you learning like skills and how to relate to other people. The third quadrant is really learning about like things beyond your everyday, going like on far travels or higher like studying abroad, learning different cultures, getting really out of where you came from and going to do something completely different. So empty doesn't mean that it doesn't happen, just means that's not where your energy is focused in this life. You're really more connected to the people that maybe you grew up with, your family, the people that you call your closest friends. That's where you want to spend your energy mostly, and where you want to learn about things in life and learn about yourself is through the people that you're really putting work in these interpersonal close relationships. And then this other last quadrant is like that spirituality side. Like when we've already done everything we want to do and we're giving back to like the next generation, or we're just like letting go of our attachment to all of our things and really working on our spiritual growth. That's going to take time for you one day. But this like traveling the world and because I want to learn how they do it over there, that's not as important to you. You're not trying to get the highest degree in something. And that this is just an example. You could be, but it's not going to take as much concentrated energy from your life as it does in other places. The good news though is it opens the door. It's free, like complete free will there. There's no planet that's trying to for you to learn a lesson and grow here. So if you wanted to do anything, you kind of have like a free, there's nothing like there's no real lessons in this. So go live your life, of course, but like you're going to spend more time working on what your neighbor's doing probably more than what the guy in a whole different country is doing. It doesn't spark your interest as much.
Right.
You're more curious about people in your world now.
Yeah. Ah, wow. That is wow. And so does the moon rising, that the moon, where the position of the moon has anything to do with this, or is it something separate?
Well, I like to know, personally. I think the fate it's not specifically like this kind of like this software won't tell you like the moon phase you were in when you were born. But if you're a Gemini,
I looked it up.
oh, you already know.
It was, and I don't understand it as much, but it's the last quarter.
Waning moon.
The
Yeah.
waning.
Okay. Yeah. Because the new moon would have been in Gemini. So if you're born on a new moon, then your moon and your sun are the same. You're starting, it's more of a new energy and you're like really gung ho to start. If you're born on a waning moon, so it already moved through Gemini, it went full, at some point. You've already expressed this where it's waning again now and it's moving past that. It's like a release of ego. And you would just look at your chart and you would guess that right away because your North Node, what I was telling you about in Pisces, of like going back to source and collective energy. Your soul really wants to release its ego in this life at some point. It's not going to be about you and your neighbors and what's going on today and the hottest gossip. Not that it ever was that superficial, but it's not going to be that busy. At some point, it slows down and it's just like, hey, like I like the darker, I like the quieter. I want the wisdom and I want the peace and I want to be connected to all these souls. And I want to hear like I want to find silence because I already worked through all the noise and I earned this like silence and peace. So that's kind of the waning moon idea. You have the wisdom now. You're not really trying to achieve and get.
I'm
And
not at the beginning,
do.
I'm at the end.
Yeah, at the end. Yeah, you're releasing now. You're releasing all that eventually. But you have a very busy life though, because all that I said before that is true. So it's the whole journey that we're talking about, and it takes a lifetime to do all this. But at your deepest core, you're doing all the busy work first, because at the end, whenever life moves on for us, when your soul's happy and fulfilled, it's going to experience that silence, that peace, that release of ego. It's not about me or anyone in particular. We're all the same. The one love idea is really going to take you over, and that's kind of like what waning moon people do. They're you see they're almost not as super like ambitious or surprised or motivated about like current events all the time. Like it's almost like, okay, I've already done that maybe in another life, or like I've done it in this one enough. Like I just want peace now, and I just want to like not be so involved in all this like little detail things that don't really matter. It's like what really matters is what I care about. So.
And so somebody, so when I was born that day, is other people have the same kind of chart, or is it specific to,
Yeah.
like, how does that work?
Yeah, well, it depends what time that's why like sun sign astrology got popular, but it's not accurate really because there's so many of us born in like July, like I'm Cancer,
Right.
all these people, like what does that mean? It's one thing, it doesn't really mean anything actually, but so your specific chart is sensitive to usually the hour, like between 1 to 2, like the time you were born, in an hour or so, it's going to be different for somebody else.
Really?
Yeah, because the sun, just the way the sun rises and sets, the stars move like
Because this is really me. This is like crazy.
that's why it's so nice to know your birth time, because when you get it right, it clicks right. If you don't know exactly, I can still work with some things, but for it to really nail in like that, it has to be the right time.
Right, right.
But let's say even if you have a twin and they're born a few minutes later, sometimes the degree moves. So you're an 8-degree Gemini sun and you're a 7-degree Gemini rising. You'll have a different experience with somebody, because when you really get, if this is a new hobby for you, astrology, and you want to get really into it, the degrees matter. So 7-degree Gemini sun person is living a Libra degree energy too. So you're more air. You have a really good way of pulling people out of themselves, talking to them, and getting them to really be themselves and open up. Like you're super gifted at that. You could work with anybody and get them to talk. Like you would do well to always be trying to communicate with people. That is your gift. That's who you are. Even though one day you want to be quiet, probably, you actually help a lot of people by letting them have somebody to talk to. Like that says so much work. Like you probably have been told that already by now. But like people who have nobody to talk to or don't know how to relate to people, you do. You're the bridge of communication in this world. That's like a 7-degree Gemini rising person. That's sensitive to you. If you had a twin, they were probably born like a few minutes later and it would be like 8 degrees. Well, that's a different energy now. We're talking about Scorpio. That's nothing like that.
Yeah.
So they have this different imprint. So it's very sensitive to the exact moment that you're born, because it really is just it's like a fingerprint, it's kind of all looks the same,
I
but
think it's fascinating.
yeah.
I think it's absolutely fascinating. And it's so much. Like I've been reading here and there, and I'm like, oh my gosh, every time
Yeah, and it's all good work, because that's how it starts. You start reading here and there, and then you're like, well, but that's next to that. And what does that mean? And then it's like, and then the sky changes. It's just like weather, but that's what the sky looked like the moment you came here. So that will never change. The more you get into astrology, it's not just that. It's also what's happening now, or what's going to, or it's so much.
this is a question. If somebody was 2 weeks late, like when they were born, does that
I love your mind. You're like, this is what I'm talking about. That's like great questions, right? So yeah, well, we believe that the moment you take your first breath is the moment that you breathe in that energy of that influence of that planet.
Okay.
So we start the clock when you start crying,
Got it.
and some people they'll say because it's whatever, it's whatever you believe. It's symbolic. So I think it helps you get through or understand yourself better at any point. That's when I believe it. That's when most people will start the clock because we're this person on earth looking up. So I can't draw a chart until you actually are breathing in this earth.
Right.
But people will argue, hey, I was alive in the womb, and I'm like, then start it wherever you think it's
Yeah.
right. Because it's still a good meditation tool for life. Wherever you start it, fine. It works for when I talk to people, it works best when it is this because that's where it resonates with them the most. So that's why I stay on this.
Sure.
But you can go in these chat rooms, people will have the most interesting debates. And I'm just like, hey, if that works for you, like I do not own a monopoly on astrology. It's been around for like ever, right?
Yeah.
So whatever works for you. If that's I just learned it in this dialect, I think of it as a language. I speak this dialect of this language of astrology. You do it different and it works, fabulous. I'm sure there's other people who will benefit from that. So
also
can't be
where you were born also
yeah,
affects.
yeah, the time zone. My software calculates for like daylight savings, but like some don't, so you have to put that in. Like it's like very sensitive to the moment you get here, and then people say, well, the doctor might have not wrote it down right when you were born. Your birth certificate might not be true. And then that's another thing. But like I looked at the clock when my kids were born, and I'm like, I know.
I bet you did.
I had C-section, so I'm looking at the wall.
Oh my
Yeah.
God. Yeah, you were writing that
Yeah.
down in your head.
Yeah.
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I know all my daughters.
Yeah.
When
It's
they were
fun.
born, exactly the
Yeah.
moment. Yeah.
Because I look theirs up and I wait, like personally, I like to bond with my child before I look up their chart just because you can't help human bias.
Yeah, you gotta be careful. Yeah.
Right. So I always I want to be their mother first. But then it's fun. Then I look it up.
Well, I'm mostly doing that.
A lot of my, like I do Zoom meetings mostly, and a lot of them are just like parent-child synastry. You can put two charts together and learn how they talk to each other. Yeah. So it's really fascinating. You could do this. I mean, it's such a fun hobby. You can do this forever.
I have two Virgos in Aquarius.
Okay.
They
Cool.
keep me busy.
Yeah. Yeah. That's good for you though. I like Gemini Virgo because they're both ruled by Mercury. So they both think fast, talk fast, but Virgo does it in the yin energy of they're very observant. They like catch things. Where Gemini speaks on it, Virgo is like taking it all in. But when they meet up and they talk about it, they're right on. They're a good match.
That's
for
good.
each other. Yeah.
What about Aquarius?
Aquarius is great for Gemini because it's the last here of communication. So Gemini starts the communication group, the trio of air signs. They initiate conversation. They pull people out. Hey, come to. Let's be friends. Let's do this. What do you think? And Aquarius is the last one. They say, hey, now that we know each other, now that you started that, hey, I actually think we should do it this way. Like I have this big vision now that I know what we've already discussed and what is actually happening. What do you think if we do it this way? I'm going to blow your mind now. And so together, Gemini's like, yes, blow my mind. And Aquarius is like, yes, talk to me so we can discuss this. And they keep it going.
That's my middle girl.
Yeah.
And we just we could talk forever.
Yeah.
It's the same idea.
And she probably would like Aquarius rules astrology.
Really?
Yeah, people who have the Aquarian energy understand collective energy so well that they can carry all the different elements of human consciousness so almost intuitively. It's like they're born ready to learn astrology. So any Aquarius person gets like this so fast.
Yeah.
I'm just like, okay, cool.
That
I'm not
is
Aquarius,
cool.
but I appreciate Aquarius because they're like, yeah, I get it. What's next?
What do you know?
I'm a Cancer sun.
Cancer. Oh.
Yeah, but I'm a Libra rising, so I get the air. I like to talk. I'm in the air sign club. Yeah, yeah. So that's why I come to these because I meet like the most cool people. So.
I bet.
Yeah.
I bet. And he's my fire. It's Sagittarius.
Oh, you guys are opposite.
Yeah, right. We're
But
opposite.
he's your seventh house, so he's your partner. Your seventh house is who is on the other side. So you're born Gemini. He's on the other side of the horizon. He knows things that you don't know over here. So you're always going that way. You want to know eventually. They teach you what you don't have in yourself. So you guys are teaching each
You
other.
need to tell her that because she doesn't believe anything I say.
That's not true.
Oh, well,
I look up everything you say.
Yeah.
I'm going to talk about the super volcanoes later.
yes, but it's great because you guys teach each other. Gemini is forever the student. They always want to learn. And Sagittarius comes in thinking they know everything. So it works out great.
You think you know everything.
But then they ultimately learn humility and how to be a student too. So you guys give each other. He has big knowledge base. Sagittarius is the teacher. They're the instructor. They're the mentor. They're the ones that were born with a lot of wisdom, or life has given it to them. Gemini is new here and wants to learn. But Sagittarius forgets that the magic is in the everyday, and they go up to the mountain hill or think about things that don't really matter in right now. And Gemini pulls them back down. Hey, that's great, but like we like need to eat dinner and go grocery shopping and things like that. So it's like you guys work together to keep it's the axis of intelligence. So you're both always learning and teaching. But Gemini helps you stay in the real world, and Sagittarius reminds you to look at the stars. Like it's just a very good balance. So
Yeah.
2 thumbs up for this relationship.
That's wow.
I,
Oh, it works. It
yeah,
works.
I love it. I love it. I always find Gemini and Sagittarius people together. So
That's wild.
Yeah.
That's wild.
Yeah.
And the air and fire, you know, one feeds the other,
yeah,
really.
and exactly. It's exactly it. And then because that's your rising, also your sun sign is opposing. You can go deep in this forever, but it's a really good match.
Thank you.
Yeah. All right.
It's wonderful.
Cool.
Thank you.
So
Thank
I'm
you.
gonna email this to you.
Okay, very cool.
Let's end this. Hold on.